Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays. And I'm back. I'm back from Game Palooza. Had a really great time with Kim and Steve in Raleigh, and we got to play some board games on and off stream. And yes, today I am back. I did a quick play of this, kind of like a getting used to it play, just impromptu before, but now this is the real deal. This is the one that we're going to be using. As I said, the other one was just kind of a secondary run through for people who joined that one. For others who didn't, it's okay, because we're going to go through everything in this one as well. So welcome, welcome. Today we are going to be previewing Terminus Frontier by Forgeborn Games. So thank you so much from the developers for sending me a preview copy of this game. I'm super thrilled to play it, so it's been really great getting a chance to play. And we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna explain what's happening. If you haven't seen this play before, you missed or you missed the last playthrough, Steve over at Co-op Guild did the stealth portion of this game, where you saw patrols and you saw him move the team around and play things through. So check that out on Co-op Guild if you have not done so to see that avenue of the game. Today, what we are going to play is the boss battle portion of this game, and that's all it's going to be. We're going to get into the I don't need this. We're going to get into the boss battle portion of this game so you can see it played. I'm going to be, last time, for people who caught it before, I played two-handed, which means I played with two of the drift hunters, just kind of playing their cards. In this scenario today, I'm going to be playing the solo play. There is no true solo play to this game, but in terms of true solo where you just play one drift hunter and then you're done. In this one, you're going to play one main, and then you're going to play, and I did not grab his deck. I failed that, and I'm going to have to take care of that when we get down to the table. But basically what this is where you play one main drift hunter, and then you play the other two as kind of side squad solo cards that they just have very limited abilities, so you don't have to worry about playing with the rest of their deck, and then you're fine. So I did forget to grab one thing. I'll grab that in a second. But we got a lot of descriptions and a lot of things to do. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, thank you. So let's go ahead and get down to the table, do all the intro stuff, show you everything, and then afterwards I'm just going to quickly step away, grab one thing I'm missing, and then we'll get into it. But I can still explain a lot, and we're going to take a little bit of time to explain what we're looking at. All right. Hey Matt, hey Beth, hey Adam, hey Mike. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. Yes, you do, Mike. It's going to be incredible. For people who are wondering, this is a prototype preview, which means everything you see is subject to change up until the game delivers to your hands, so keep that in mind. They are tweaking and updating this game as it's going through, so just have that in the back of your mind. What you see is subject to change. However, it's pretty fleshed out, so you'll see some things and some other things might change as you go through, right? Right. Okay, before we begin, I just want to say thanks to my patrons. Thank you so much. Subscribers, and if you're neither just coming in to hang out, thank you and welcome as well. You know your chairs at the table are always pulled up, ready to go. So let's get down to it. Let's check out this table, and then I'll do a quick step away to grab what I'm missing. All right, so this is Terminus Frontier. This is the boss battle avenue of it. This is kind of a dungeon crawler, and then you have a boss battler section. You have a stealth section of it as you play through sci-fi game. You are these three that are called drift hunters who go around doing the amazing work of kicking butt and having a good time. Operatives, people who get some really nice offloads that go through. Well, what makes this, the one thing that a lot of people ask is, well, what makes this different from any other sci-fi dungeon crawler? The card play aspect is different. So this is a card play game, and you're like, oh yeah, it is. Where are your cards? That's what I have to step away to go get. However, each individual will play this side of the board, which is considered to be your specific drift hunter, right? And if you notice, there's decks of ammo that are on here. This is how you hit. So let's take a look. I'm going to zoom into this, to my main character, my captain of this, which is the Vanguard. So this is one of the drift hunters that are on there. And at the back of the board, it tells you his starting loadout, as well as a little bit of backstory for him. Okay, he's been upgraded a bit because through testing and through playthroughs, there's still some tweaking to be doing to fight against this first boss, because this is the first boss that you're going to face, the Sump Thresher, and we'll get into the quick story of that. Now, in this game, we're gonna go from top to bottom. Okay, so from the top, we've got our name of our character. We've got resolve. What resolve is, and I'll grab that sheet in a second, but this is kind of like you're building up to your ultimate ability. So your drift hunter has this ultimate ability that they can do, and when you have enough resolve, you can trigger it. Anytime that you can also trigger resolve to do other abilities that are going to be on that card that we're going to get to in a little bit. But basically, all the resolve that is that you see that's here, you move up as you move up the threat track, you will gain more resolve, and then as a free action, you can just spend that resolve on your turn to do a thing. So, but it has to be done on your turn. You'll see a whole thing about it. Sometimes they have stances that they get. Right? One of our drift hunters that is over here, our sniper, has a stance card, and we'll take a look at that as well. But stances are kind of permanent things that go at the top that kind of help your drift hunter. There's mindsets that you can find as you play through the game. So that's the top part. Then we deal with your drift hunter itself as a body. There's when you get shot at, which you will, it hits different locations. The head location, the arms location, the chest, which is your health. This is the true thing that's going to kill you. And then the legs as well. So right now, when you start the game, these are just kind of offloads that are on here. But when you start the game, this is kind of how it's going to be. You're going to have your starting hand size is 5, so you'll draw 5 cards. But the head slot has 2 health on it, right? Or 2 armor. Think of it as like 2 armor on the head slot. So it usually would start here. Whenever your head slot goes to 0, right? Whenever they reduce that armor to 0, you end up drawing a minor trauma card for that specific head slot and deal with what it says on that minor. Sometimes it's something that happens immediately and then you discard it, or sometimes it's something that's a little bit longer lasting. For this specific battle, I spoke with devs and I got some. They were like, "Hey, play with these upgrades. It'll give you a better chance of fighting." So you get these upgrades that you can upgrade this head slot. So you're like 2. So does it stay at 2 forever? No. You can get it to go to. You can find new armor, and this is just kind of standard gear. But there's more than just standard gear. There's legendary, epic. There is advanced gear that you can get that you can upgrade your character. So this is one of the avenues of upgrade. And they gave me the Omni Helm. Now the Omni Helm increases my hand size +1 and increases the health of my head slot +2, so a total of 4. So right now my head slot has 4 armor on it, which means if they want to really do damage, they got to get through 4 armor. And oh yeah, once that goes to 0, that's not repairing. So you basically have to make it through the entire mission on that, and then you're just kind of dealing with the chest slot going forward. If you have questions, please let me know. Post it in the chat. We'll talk about it. I'll slow down if I'm going too fast. You can let me know. This Omni Helm also has a special advanced ability that says you ignore smoke clouds or detectors. So if there's a detector or smoke cloud, you can ignore that, but that's not part of this mission. So we should be okay for that. But that's just an extra ability that you get. On the arm slot, I've got spike gauntlets on my Vanguard. So once again, raises it up to 4, so you'll see 4 on the hand slot. If this goes to 0, once again, another minor trauma is drawn, and then we deal with what's happening there for that. So these spike gauntlets has an action cost of 1, and we'll get into how do we get actions, what's the cost of actions, how you break those things down. We'll talk about that as well. So just bear with me as I go through this, and then it'll all come together and make sense. So for one action, I could use Ripper Strike. So basically, if I'm adjacent to an enemy, if I'm next to an enemy, I can then do a light fire attack to deal 1 damage plus a light fire attack to an adjacent enemy. So it's kind of like me punching them with spike gauntlets. That is a chance for me to hit. We come down, before I come over here, we're going to come straight down here to the leg slot. Same thing. So this up here lets me know my movement. So my base movement is 3, which means if I say, okay, well, I'm going to spend an action to move, I can move 3 spaces, and you can move in any direction. Is minor trauma like when the McFlurry machine is broken? Yes. You're like, no, the McFlurry machine is always broken, Matt. It's always broken. So base movement is 3, right? There is gear that you can get that can boost that. All the different drift hunters have different movement speeds that you can get throughout the game, so you'll just have to play those to see. But the leg slot also has a starting health of 2, but because I've got these combat boots, I've raised it +1 to a starting health of 3, right? All right, this is the thing that matters. And all of it matters, but this is the thing that really matters, because this is the chest. This is you. If this ever falls to 0, you're going to draw severe trauma. And if you draw severe trauma, it could lead to you getting like revitalized and getting back up to that's PT&T because it's always broken. Yes. So if you get here, you do a severe trauma. You will draw what's considered to be one of these severe trauma cards that you see here. In here, there is you insta-die. You are down and somebody has to help get you back up by using an action to revive you, or you kind of second wind, get back up, and are able to fight. But that's mixed into this deck, which we'll shuffle and draw. So this is your health. This is your true health. Now, I have 7 plus 2, which puts me at 9 health. So I've got this gear kind of protecting me, and then I've got 9 health. When this drops to 0, I draw a minor trauma card for whatever happens, and then any other hits to my helm goes to my main health that knocks me down. I don't get to send it out to other places, okay? Then we've got our gear. So they've been kind enough to also give me gear to use for this fight. We've got the reflex scope that lets me do... I have all the stuff here. It lets me do an aim 1, so I can use it as 0 action. It has 2 charges on it, so you can see those orange things, and it lets me aim 1. And what aim lets me do is look at the top card of my deck, or the top X, whatever number that is, card of my deck, my ammo deck, and say, do I want to? I can put that card at the bottom of the deck, or I can leave it on top so I know what's coming. Hey, Broccoli Dawkins, how's it going? Hello, hello. So this kind of helps me get a better kind of targeting aim, so I get a better shot going. The ammo feeder lets me reload for free as an action, but it only has 1 charge. So I'll talk about reloading and all that stuff in a second, but people who watch the other one already know. But for people who don't know, we'll get into it. And then we got flash bombs, which at a range for one action cost, at a range of 3, I can throw it and I can inflict jam. Jam basically says you skip your turn. For drift hunters with guns, like click, 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 oh, I can't hit anybody, my turn's lost. So it's just kind of a turn loss scenario. All right, let's get into these, because this is kind of when I talked about, well, what makes this game different? Not only the armor loadout, and you can customize your character the way you want, but these, your weapons are really the meat and potatoes of the game, right? So I'm gonna zoom out of this, and then I'm gonna put up the card cam so you can see these a little bit better. All right, so here's the card cam. All right, so this is the weapon. This is our weapon of choice. Okay, so it's the Reckoner R70. Upgraded weapon. It's not your starting weapon, but the devs were very kind enough to say you're gonna have a hard time, so you need this. All right, so this is a firearm It's a pulse rifle, right? So you see that symbol there. So if I have a weapon if I have a card that I'm going to play that's going to let me do an attack, or I'm going to take a standard attack, we'll talk about it. Hang on, I know I'm confusing you a little bit. It's going to be okay. Stay with me. When I see if I have this symbol that I'm going to play, that means I can use this weapon. This weapon has 3 modes. It has pulse mode, which means I fire 1 bullet. It has burst mode, which means I fire 2 bullets and then discard 1. And then it has full auto, where I fire 3 bullets and discard 2 cards. What the heck are you talking about discarding cards? What does that even mean? Each weapon comes with an ammo deck. And this is the thing that I said sets it apart and makes it very cool. This is how you attack stuff. Yay, right? So usually in games like Gloomhaven, you have that modifier deck, so you're like, hey, my weapon does 3 damage, and then I flip this modifier card that makes me do critical miss, critical hit, +1, -1, that type of thing. This is completely different to that. This is the actual damage you're doing. So this, as you can see here, there's 7 cards, but because I also get an extra 8th card, which is shown here as a critical shot, but you get 7 ammo in this weapon. It holds 7 bullets, right? So these are the 7 cards, or the 7 bullets that you're going to have. And yeah, and I just need to grab one more. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there are different types of shots that you can get. So when you flip over, you say, okay, well, I'm going to do pulse. All right, well, I take one, I have one of these ammo cards, I flip it over, and boom, I do 1 shot. So that's 1 damage, right? If I do burst, I flip over 2 cards, and then the last card that's on there, that 3rd one, that gets discarded. So it's like a wasted ammo shot. And then if I do 3, I flip over the 3, right? And then I discard 2. So you have to determine how you want it to work. Now, these shots all have different effects. As you can see, if this is a pulse shot, so if I decided to do this in pulse instead of burst and full auto, if this is a pulse shot, I get precision on it, which means I'm targeting something specific, and I do 2 damage. Otherwise, if I did this in burst or full auto, it's only 1 damage on here. It doesn't get those abilities. So it has that. You also have this, inaccurate. It's a miss. It's a miss, right? So for instance, if I do a pulse and I draw this card, the shot's missed. Now, if I do a burst shot, and I put it here for this reason, if I do a burst shot and I draw this, then this, and of course, you would have to discard 1, right? Then I only do 1 shot. However, if basically the enemy has me suppressed, and I have a suppression card, the entire shot misses. So that's why this symbol means miss. So right now, if I do this and I'm doing it and I do a burst shot, I've only done 1 damage. But if I do burst shot and I have a suppression, I miss the whole shot misses. That's your miss condition. Enemies can inflict suppression on you. That's why. Now, a couple other things on this gun. If I'm within range 1 to 4, I get an extra damage. So if I pull this and I'm not suppressed and I'm within range 1 to 4, this 1 shot actually is 2. It's actually a 2 hit. My full range on this weapon is up to 8. So I can be up to 8 squares away, and when I fire, I can shoot this gun. If it's any further, if it's 10, it's right out. but if it's up to 8 squares, that's the range on this weapon. But if I'm within range 1 and 4, I get an extra damage on it. All right, makes sense? It's making sense? Hopefully it's making sense. The other thing you have to concur is your crit. So this is direct hit. This crit does 2 damage that ignores cover and armor. So if something's under cover, doesn't matter because that's your crit. It's like a headshot, right? So it cuts right through armor, cuts right through cover, and just gets that. And this is for the entire shot, not just the 2 bullets. So if I drew this on a burst, it would be 1, 2, 3, and if I'm within range 4, 4 direct hit. So it's 4 damage right out the gate, right? So this is a really strong card to have if you have it in your deck. There are other cards, the ammo, that you can get There's other ammo that you can get, or other weapons that you can get, that will actually modify this deck as well. So this is kind of your attack, right? There's no modifiers. That's your attack, and each weapon has an ammo. Even the plasma edge, which you would be like, hey, it's a plasma edge, it's a sword, it's a melee weapon. Why does it why does it have ammo? Because it needs to function in the same way, and you get those same things that you shuffle up, right? But it still works the same way. This is for melee only, and this is for range shots. Now, if you notice, I have to be within range 1 to 8 to shoot this. This I have to be within range 1, and it has armor piercing 1, which means it cuts through armor. All right. So we went through this character basically set up, so you can see it. He's fully ready. Let's talk about because remember, we're doing the solo mode where we have one captain and we have 2 squad mates that come on here. So let's look at our squad mates. So our first squad mate is the operative, the sharpshooter, right? She's level 1. You can upgrade these squad mates up to level 3, which gets them a little bit stronger. Now, instead of having that big old board that you're going to be using, you just get this card, right? Because it's easy to manage. She has 7 health. She has a movement of 3, straight up. She has 1 weapon, which is the eliminator. She needs to be from between ranges 3 and 10 to use it. And she can semi, which means it's a sniper rifle, 1 shot, 1 kill, right? So basically, she can't come up and say, okay, well, I'm going to go up to right next to it and shoot. She has to be 3 away to use this weapon. She also doesn't have another weapon. She is the sniper. That's her job. So her only weapon that she has is going to be her eliminator, as you can see here, eliminator, right? So that is her shot. It only has 1 setting, 3 to 10, just like you see here, right? So it has it set up. She also gets to carry along with her 2 of her ability cards. Now, this is the thing where I said, oh, I'm going to have to step away because I forgot to grab these. These are these cards that we're going to have. So when I said my hand size is 6, I'm going to draw 6 cards that match my character, but she will innately just get the 2 that she has on her card, Zeroed In and Breath Control. So in Zeroed In, she spends 1 action. This is a permanent stance that just kind of stays out there, and she gets 1 extra attack to one of her attacks. She'll do +1 damage. All your sniper rifle attacks inflict +1. So she'll gain a token that she can use whenever she wants, but innately she's also going to do +1 damage. Discard this permanent card from play if you move or are forced to move. So if I move, then I just flip this face down, and then at the beginning of the next round, it flips back face up. So it's kind of like she moves, she has to wait until another round to reset, right? The next one she gets is Breath Control. So this one costs 0 actions. So support tactic, aim 1. Remember, we can look at the top card of the ammo deck. If it's what we're looking for, we could keep it. If not, slide to the bottom of the deck. It also says your next attack this turn gains precision. Precision is if you're trying to zone in on a specific area and take that shot, that's where you are. And there it kind of gives an explanation of what aim is when you get it. So this is part of her deck, and this is her setup. So that should be good for her. And then our next squaddy, because when you play solo, you play with 2 of the operatives, and 1 is the captain, right? Two commandos in your unit, and 1 operative, and 1 captain. This is our Zealot Gladiator. Now, from what I understand, the devs told me this is they've changed this card already to where he has 11 health, but I'm going to play with 8, which is what on here, so you can get a sense of the game. 8 health, 3 movement. He comes with 2 items: his cybernetic arm, which you see right here in this picture, and his mauler, which is a shotgun. That is just amazing. The shotgun just has pulse shot. It's a shotgun. That's its job. And then the cybernetic arm has strike or combo, so it's kind of like a multi-punch. So you can do, and this is melee, this is shotgun. If I'm within range 1 to 2, I get +2 on this bad boy. And when I hit with this, I do smash back 2, and smash back means push. So just think of it that way. I push 2. All right. He gets his 2 abilities, which is kinetic shield, which is a reactionary ability. that says defense, prevent 2 damage from an incoming attack on you. So that's his defense. Once per round he gets to do that. And then he has grab and throw, which costs 1 action. Combat tactics. So this is move 2, and you can move in any direction 2. And then do a melee attack combo style. So remember, on his weapon, let's take a look. So do a melee attack. This is melee weapon, symbols match up, on combo, which means I will do this, and then smashback +2. So this has smashback 2. This is +2 smashback, so I'm going to do 4 smashback on this attack. Make sense? It should. It's pretty straightforward. All right. So our stuff is set up. I've got their health tracks right here. Each of them have been, well, these 2 have been given a med kit that will heal someone for 3, but it's a one-time burn for that to go through. These are their weapons, their ammo decks that are set up. So the game is played over a series of rounds, which we're going to get into to do the build-up. Now, we're going to come over. This is the board that's set up, as you can see, where we're going to be doing this fighting. But this is our enemy section, right? So this is the enemy that we're going to be talking about. When I read the intro to this, then we'll get into what he looks like. But the minis are fantastic. I got to hold up this mini for y'all to see. So y'all can see this, how amazing this mini is. Look at this thing. This mini is just stupendous and terrifying. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's going to be the mini that we're going to be starting fighting. This zone here that you see with this yellow around it, that's our starting area. We get to place ourselves anywhere within those zones. And we've got the minis of these drift hunters are also pretty darn cool for remember, these are prototypes, but look how good they look already. So people who like painting minis, you enjoy this. Feed me Seymour. Feed me Seymour. So this is the Zealot Gladiator that's here. See how he looks pretty powerful. This is our sniper, our operative. See if I can make it clear. There we go. So this is our operative. So you can see with her stealth cloak and her sniper rifle. It's on here. And this is our captain, the Vanguard, that is here. So are you gonna showcase these a little? There we go. So that's him. So people who like to paint minis, there you go. These are some pretty nice minis that have been created even for this prototype. They look really, really good. So very well sculpted. All right. So I've explained these characters. This here that you see over here, so you see where it says react. These are kind of reaction cards that we get. So based on what we pick in our squad formation, there's the potential for us to get reaction cards so that if the enemy, before the enemy does anything or before the enemy attacks, we can play a reaction card based on what the reaction card is. In this prototype, there's only 2. Don't think that when you get this game, there's only going to be 2. There's going to be a bunch of these, but only for this prototype, there's 2, okay? The suppression cards are basically for us. So this is how you get suppression. So if the enemy suppresses you, you take one of these cards, and it basically just kind of gums up the player's hand, right? Think of it as that. It's kind of gumming up your hand. You can't draw anymore because they stay in your hand. They don't get discarded at the end of the turn, and you draw less cards, so less abilities to do. And you have to do an action to get rid of them. The minor trauma, so if the symbols on there of the head, hand, and foot and leg slots. So if for whatever reason you suffer, those slots go to 0, you have to draw one of these cards. You will see that happen in this playthrough because this monster is a beast, okay? And then the severe trauma cards is when your life goes down to 0, you get kind of this last breath chance to live, so you draw a severe trauma card to see what happens, right? So shuffling up for no shenanigans there. Okay. This is how we attack. Well, I'm going to do this after we do the read. This is how we play, and this is also a very unique portion of the game for a dungeon crawler, right? zoom this one. So this game is played over a series of rounds where the first round is you pick squad formation. Squad formation determines your initiative order. So think of this as the initiative track, right? Where odd numbers are us and even numbers are the enemy. That's just how it works. If I choose to go my initiative to be at 1, if the enemy is going to be at 0, they'll go before me because the order of operation is you go from top down in terms of initiative order, right? Now, if I choose to be at point and go to position 1 on the initiative track, I'm going to gain 3 threat, but I will get 2 points to use as actions, which means I will have that doesn't mean I have 2 actions. That means I have 2 action points, right? So, for instance, when I showed you the zeroed in card, it cost 1 action point to play it. There are some cards that take 2 action points to play. So there might be that you're only doing 1 thing this turn, you're doing 2, but if you have a 0 action cost card, you can play that as well, which does not use that. Okay, so I would gain 2 action points. If I decide to go to this position, I'll be in flank. I'll gain 2 action points, I will gain 2 threat, and I'll be able to immediately move 2 spaces. So that's what that means. If I go to this one, I'm the primary gunner, I will gain 3 action points, 2 threat. If I go to this one, fire gunner, I will gain 3 action points, plus 1 threat, and I will do I will get a +1 damage token that I can use for 1 attack. Overwatch or Watcher will get me 2 action points, plus 1 threat, and 1 of these react cards that I can use. And then Rear Guard gives me 2 actions. I reduce my threat by 3, and this thing is kind of one of the ways to help you, right? I reduce myself by 3, I heal myself 2 health, and then I reload my weapon. So if you're like, fall back, I need to reload, this is kind of where you go, right? All right, so these action points you can use to use these card abilities that are here, or the card deck that I need to grab for him. So I apologize for not having that again. So you can use those as abilities, but you also have standard abilities, so you're not just stuck to those cards. For instance, in this, you have these standard actions that cost 1 action to do. So you see this 1 action that's here. You can move, so move space is equal to your full movement. You can shoot, either do a pulse, burst, or full auto. You can do a melee attack, strike, or combo. You can reload your weapon. So once the bullets run out, once you spend all those bullets, it's not, oh, I spend bullets and then I reshuffle the deck. Your gun's empty until you reload. So if you have a card that lets you reload, or if you do not have a card that lets you reload, you must spend an action to reload your weapon, which means you just reshuffle your deck. So you're using one of your action points to switch a clip out, right? You can revive, heal 1 to an adjacent down ally. So if someone is downed and they need to be revived, this is how you do it with an action. You can order, but this is for, you probably saw Steve do this in his playthrough where he used the order action to order one colonist to move 3 spaces. And then you can use an action to aim, and that's looking at 2 cards in your ammo deck to see what they are. Now, if you only have 1 ammo left and you do an aim action, you're just looking at that 1. You don't reshuffle the deck. You have to reload. That's the trick. You got to switch the clip. It's not automatically done for you. It's going to cost you an action, or if you have an ability that lets you do that, right? Okay. Cool. So that is this. Now, this side of the board, which is threat, right? Let's get back over here and take a look. This side of the board, which is the threat side of the board. When we start the game, you're going to choose your squad formation, right? So let's say the Vanguard decides to go flank. Okay, cool. So everyone starts with 0 threat, and right now he gains 2 threats. That's 1, 2. So he'll move up to 2 on the threat track. The enemy's AI will say attack the person with the highest threat, attack the person with the lowest threat, attack the person with the most health, attack the person with the least health. It just varies on what the enemy will do, but this threat track kind of lets you know what's happening, right? Now, if you notice here on these segments, you see these little boxes here, that's how you gain resolve. So as soon as I touch this box, I gain resolve 1, right? So that means I will come over to the sheet and put resolve and highlight a resolve in here. So I'll take a resolve token and I'll put that resolve in there. One thing to keep in mind is that if I ever lower, like let's say I go to rear guard on this one on my next turn and I lower back down so I can reload my weapon, when I cross this, I do not gain another resolve, right? I've already gained resolve 1. I'm done. So that means climbing all the way to the top that gets you 7 resolve, you'll get 7 resolve, but you will never get more than that, which means when you use your special abilities, they are finite, right? It's not that you can constantly keep using them. You have a specific number of them, which is up to 7, and when they're done, they're done. All right, cool. We're ready to dive into this game. I need to grab his card so I can show you some of that, and then we will begin play, and you'll see this in action. So I will be right back. Let me grab his deck, and then I'll show you that. Then we'll read the story, show you the boss, get into some gameplay, and have a good time. Be right back. Look how quick that was. Wasn't that fast? That was fast. Okay. Make sure I got all his stuff here, and we are solid. All right, so this is his weapon, and I just need to grab his ability card so I can show you that. Yep. All right, sweet. Here we go. Card cam. How do you spend resolve? This is your mantra card. So this is every mantra is different for every mantra is different for every operative or every drift hunter. I want to call them all operatives, but every drift hunter. So whenever you get resolve, this is how you can spend them, and it is a free action to do it. You don't have to use an action, you just immediately trigger it. If I spend 1, I redirect. What redirect means is I can, if my head slot is set to 0, right? It's already been burned away, and the enemy attacks my head slot again, I can spend 1 resolve to redirect, which means I kind of turn my head and lift my arm or kick my leg out or something or put that in the way, but I'm letting it attack a different area other than the head slot. So you can use a resolve to do that as a reaction, and you can only do 1 reaction a turn, right? Per phase. You can rally. The Vanguard can rally. You may discard a suppression from yourself or an ally within range 3. So if I have a suppression card stuck in my hand, I can use 1 resolve to get rid of it. For 2 resolve, I can do overshield. So this is also a reaction. Prevent 1 damage from an incoming attack on you. So basically, instead of taking that, what I can actually do is if I have 3 resolve, I could trigger both of those, right? So if I have 3 resolve, I could say, I'm reducing the oh no, there's only 1 reaction per turn. Sorry, I lied to you. I could either redirect or I could do this. And then this is my ultimate ability. So if I have 4 resolve, I can spend all 4 to do the Legion Breaker, which is my ult ability. Reload my gun, fire shot +1, or should I say burst shot +1, burst shot +1 again. So that's my ult ability that I can do. In this game, this is a game of card playing. If you're going to play, if you're going to do what you're going to do, right? The card play, you're going to draw up your hand size at the beginning of every round, since this is your deck, and this deck is upgradable as you play the game, which means you're going to be able to upgrade this deck with with better cards for your Vanguard to be stronger, or better cards for your operative, or better cards for your zealot to fight. Because I'm playing solo mode, I only get 1 deck that I'm dealing with the Vanguard. Otherwise, it would be like 3 decks, and you know how I do with multitasking. So I don't do well. So you shuffle these up. Let's give them a nice shuffle. And then we draw up to our hand size, which is 5 + 1, 6. So I draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, right? So I get 6 cards. Let's take a look at these cards so I can break these down for you. My first card, full auto. It costs one action, it will make me go up 2 threat. It automatically just makes me go up 2 threat on the threat track. I have it's a combat tactic. I get to move 2, then I get to go full auto on a weapon, on a ranged weapon, and you may ignore 1 miss during this attack. So if I pull a miss, I ignore it. I also have light 'em up. This is a 2. So remember I was telling you some cards cost 2 actions? This card costs 2 actions. It raises me 1 threat on the threat track. It lets me do a pulse or burst, my choice. I get to move up to my movement speed. Then I either get to do pulse, burst, or full auto for my shot. I have command. Target, ally within range 8. The target gains a plus. So basically, I'm like, you, shoot better. Get good. And then they get a +1 fire token. Shot token. Damage token, sorry. Lethal strike. No, this costs no actions. I move 2. If I'm within a striking distance, I can strike the enemy, and it has precision shot. This attack ignores cover, basically. That's actually a really good starting card. Then I got get moving. So target ally within range. That target may discard a suppression and immediately move up to their movement speed. And then I have phalanx advance. So 1 action, go up 1 threat. I gain a shield token, which prevents 1 damage from anywhere. I get to move, and then I get to pulse burst fire. So this is my starting hand that I have. All right. I've talked a lot about setup. I've talked a lot about all this stuff. Let's talk about the mission. Then we'll talk about the enemy. Then we're going to die. I mean, play. Then we're going to play. We're going to play. So, this game comes with a scenario book. So your drift hunters are on a mission to do some stuff and things. All right, here we go. Scenario intro. Your squad approaches a rundown moss farm. The air reeks with the stench of the rancid water and rot. A swamp of sump rats rush towards you as the ground begins to erupt with a mass of tentacles. When the tentacles show up, oh boy, it's that type of movie. Pursuing the rats, an enormous shrieking, bulbous moss emerges from the ground as the monstrosity lurches towards your squad. Whatever it is, kill it now! I just watched Starship Troopers and I feel like that's apt. So then we start the scenario. All right, we're going to be facing off against the creature called the Sump Thresher. That's going to be what this creature is, right? I'll shine a light on it in a second. But you get your scenario book. It says it's a difficulty of, so this is the 1. This is a difficulty 1, mind you, for what you're about to see. This is a difficulty 1. It's a showdown, which is the boss. That's their name for boss battle. And the playtime is about an hour. I'm going to laugh at that because when you're streaming, that's probably 2. So, but when you're playing at home, it's probably going to be an hour. It tells you how to set up the board, what map tiles you need. And if you're doing one-shot mode, because you can just say, which is what I'm doing here, I'm doing one-shot mode, where you can just say, I'm just going to fight the boss and play. You could do that. Or if there is... Are firing options on action card... Well, let me finish that, Mike. I'll answer that in a second. Oh, and you also get the AI setup deck for how the AI is going to act. So you're set to go. All right, Mike's question. Let's get to Mike's question. I love questions. Questions are fantastic. Keep asking them. Are the firing options on action cards choices to be considered? Obvious based on the situation and mostly allowed for flexibility. One is almost always better, or a combination of the above. A combination of the above. It all depends. So think about it this way. Now, that's a great question, Mike. Great question. Think about it this way. I know for a fact in every deck there's a crit hit, and in every deck there's a miss. So you're kind of card counting and reading the odds on this one, right? So if you haven't pulled the miss, and you're like, okay, I've got 4 cards left, and I want to go full auto, you know you're going to pull that miss, right? So you're like, okay, well, right now, do I want to do a burst shot? And on top of that, remember, if you do a pulse shot, you get more than if you don't. So you're kind of playing the odds here to say, all right, well, there's the chance that I could do that. We've got this other one here that's a pulse shot that lets you do more damage than regular. So if I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going full auto, I'm not, and I pull these 2 cards, I'm not getting 5 damage with precision. I'm just getting 2. So do you want to go full auto? Do you want to go burst? You know what I mean? Do you want to go pulse? All depends on what you want to do, right? So you just have to play those odds. And you get to upgrade this deck, right? This is just kind of like a base loadout, more or less. You get to upgrade this deck as well, so then you could put things in here that'll be great for full auto. You could put things in here that'll be great for burst, and then just kind of do away with the pulse mechanic, and then you're just burning through ammo. So it's kind of all up to how your play style is, and that's why I said this game's different, because you can customize your weapon to be the way that your play style is. If you're like just run in and spray the room, you know, full of everything, as you pay for upgrades and you upgrade your ammo deck and or your weapon, because your weapons can also get upgrades, you can have upgrade slots on your weapons. You can then say, okay, well, I just want to go into a room and just start blasting everything, so I'm going to build it to that effect. Hey, Jeff. So Jeff is one of the designers. Welcome, Jeff. Hi, Mike. Burst or average does more damage and does not miss. Pulse is better if you can aim, and it has more. So there you go. Jeff is one of the designers, so welcome, Jeff. So to me, I like the customization of these weapons that you can get. So, yeah. Cool. Okay. So we just read our story. We just read that we landed on a planet and an alien popped up and is slobbering at us, right? So we've got terrain, and I'm going to hold this back so I have it right here as I read. This here, right there, and right there are what are called acid pools. Yay! So if we ever move into an area with an acid pool, we take 2 damage to our leg slot straight out. If we start our turn and end our turn in an acid pool, we take 2 more damage to our leg slot straight out. All right, remember, leg slot also goes to body when it crits out. These lovely things, these lovely 2 things that you see where you're like, oh, what are these 2 tiny little fun things that you get to use, is our proximity mines. So moving on, if you step on one, it goes boom. And that boom is if the enemy or you step on one. It's not just you. If we can get the enemy to step on one of those, it will explode. It will explode. We will draw a heavy fire card and see how much damage it does. Let's see. These are item caches. So if we step on an item cache, we could do that while moving. We don't need to spend an action to pick up loot. In this one, we just have to pass through it. And if we step, we will draw an item card, and that we can add to our loadout. I think that is it for that setup. Now let's talk about the boss. The Sump Thresher we're fighting today, let's go ahead and do that, is this guy. He is fun, he likes pina coladas, and getting caught in the rain. He is a level 1. This is the first boss. Once again, I keep saying that because I want y'all to understand what's about to happen to me. This is the first boss that you will face in this game, right? He's a level 1 Sump Thresher Xeno Beast. He has, typically, he has 12 health per player. But because I'm playing solo and there's still some tweaks that Jeff and the crew are doing to get this game ready for you to come to crowdfunding, we're just going to have him treat it like it's 2-player. So it's just he'll have 24 health instead of me having 3, and it would be 36, right? So it's going to be 24. He's not into yoga, he's into champagne. Exactly. His movement is 3. His base armor. That means that if you want to take him out for dinner, you have to get through 8 armor to get him. Remember those 2 cards I pulled up that I was like, oh, I did 5 damage. Yeah, that doesn't get through his 8 armor. So his base stuff is 8 armor. There's another thing that comes out with enemy bosses that you'll see here, right? This is kind of this enemy has 4 areas that can get hit before you can hit the body. So it's just like me. I got head, arms, legs, and chest, and then death, right? For him, it's the same. He's got 2 hands here, a front that's a head slot, and then the rear. So if you get in the rear with the gear, when you shoot at him, you do -2 to this armor, so it would be at 6 instead of 8 if you're behind him. These slots here are separate from this armor. These are break slots that you can have, right? So like with us, with my head helm, I have that much energy before you break my head helm. With him, it's the same. You have these break areas. So if you're in the front of him, you're making a headshot against his break area, which I'll show you that in a second. And if you break that, you get a benefit when you're attacking him again. So that's kind of his directional placement and movement. On his AI cards, you'll see these symbols, and those symbols correlate to these abilities, and we'll show this when I'm getting beat up. Because when I draw a card from him, he's going to hurt me. He's going to hurt me a lot. So you'll see what happens when I do this, and this will get kind of explained out, but they're symbols. That boss looks like someone brought Cheetos to game night and touched his promo cards. Oh my gosh, nightmare feel. But yeah, that's him. All right. So the enemy's board, AI board that I'll slide up here, is what you'll see that matches up. So his health is 24, and he has this heat 2, which means if I drop him to 19 health, he'll heat up. That means that he will get rid of all the level 1 cards, and he will just keep smashing my face in. Remember those break slots I talked about? That's these. So there's the right, the head, the right hand, the left, and the head, and then the left hand. So I need to break these slots to be able to do that. Now, these yellow slots are his reaction. So once I cross that threshold, he's going to do something. He's going to react to me hurting his break slots, right? So he gets to do that. The health on them are these blue chips. So right now, this right-hand side has 3 health, the head slot has 4, and then the left-hand side has 3 slots as well. So you get kind of like a group of these, you shuffle them up, and then you pick 3, put them in there, because it'll change per every battle. It won't be the same. You just get to choose, right? I just kind of shuffle these up and put those in there. I don't even know what they are. So we will be surprised together. These things that you see here that are kind of covered up, that are here, as you face more bosses, hey, fun stuff will start coming up that gets added for more break slots for you to do that. Ow, that was my hand. So as different bosses come out, it's going to be harder and harder to get through, but you'll get more break slot areas. And then this is kind of an energy surge thing, right? So it builds up some energy and it hurts you, but we don't have to deal with that yet. That's for different bosses in the game. But this is the boss dashboard. That the health goes up to 100 scares the life out of me, but that's how things shake up. So that's going to be him. All right. So I've explained the boss to you. We've got his AI cards. So there's level 1s, because you can see the level 1 skull right here. And there's level 2s, as you can see the level 2 skulls. So you don't shuffle all these together. You just kind of shuffle the level 1s together, shuffle the level 2s together, and then you put them on top. And there you go. So he'll attack you with level 1s first, then level 2s, and then it'll be a fun, happy, good go-go time. Okay, we're ready to jam, right? You've seen it all, you know it all, we're ready to go. All right, here we go. So the first step, or the first part of this is that we do squad formation. So we do not know what the enemy is going to do until we determine our squad formation. So we all fun times start at 0 in our squad formation. Yay? Yay. So I need to determine what these 3 are going to do. We'll have... I'll have the zealot madman with the shotgun flank. I'll have him flank. So that means that he will go up 1, 2, because he crossed that threshold. Oh, he doesn't have resolve. They don't have resolve. They just have their abilities. So he'll move up 2 on the threat, and then he immediately gets to move 2. So he's going to do 1, 2, right? That's it. The operative she's undercover, which is good. So I'm actually going to make her a watcher. So she will go, oops, sorry, wrong one. So she will go up 1 on the track, and she will gain 1 of the react cards as a watcher, right? So she will be watcher, go up 1 and gain a react card. You can look at it immediately when you gain a react card in your hand. So her react card is Overwatch. So as soon as the enemy tries to do anything crazy, I can react, which means my reaction is I can do all this. And then I discard this at the end of the round. Now keep this in mind, when you grab a react card, if you do not use it in the round, it is still discarded at the end of the round. Discard at end of round no matter what, whether you use it or not, okay? So that's her. So she gains that card as part of her Overwatch. Now comes the main character board, which is the Vanguard. He's got a nice little move up and slash somebody in the face thing. So maybe I might give you... I'm going to give you Fire Gunner. It'll move you up 1. I will gain my first resolve, which means I put my resolve in the resolve slot there, active. And I get a +1 attack token. So I will gain this. So I get +1 to one of my attacks. Yay. Boom. All right, so we've selected our squad formation. So then we go to the, so now we go to the enemy AI phase. So what's the enemy going to do? We're going to draw the top card of this deck, flip it on over, and it says the Thresher, on the Thresher's turn, the Thresher will gain 2 shielding. Yay. If we're playing with 3-player, we're not. we are playing with 3-player, but we're treating this as a 2-player game, right? Because once again, the balancing is still being worked out by the team, which they're doing a fantastic job of. Usually it would be yes, and the Thresher would go twice, but in this case, it's only going once, and it's going to go on the 6th initiative track, and it's going to do this thing, right? So on its turn, and it's going to target the person with the highest threat. That's its job. So the Thresher is going to gain 2 shields on its turn. So we'll take this, put it on top of the deck. Then the Thresher is going to go at 6. So we put it there. Boom. So we've done that, the enemy AI phase. Now we do the action phase, which is basically go from top down along this to see what's going to happen. Well, the Zealot's going first, right? So the Zealot's at the top. The Zealot's going to go first. So on the Zealot's turn, I get to do some stuff. And I get 2 actions to do stuff. Remember that, action count. So my first action is I'm going to aim with the smaller gun, right? So I'm going to use an action. Yes, I'm going to use an action to aim, which means I'm going to draw, and I need to shuffle these up because I didn't shuffle these up. Gains it right now, actually. Oh, he gains it. He gains the shielding now. Ooh, I didn't know that. I thought it was on their turn. I thought it was on his turn. Oop, good catch, Jeff. Good catch. So he gains 2 shields right now. Okay, so he's shielding up for what's about to happen. All right, so I shuffle this up, and then I do aim, which means I draw the top 2 cards, and I can look at these 2 cards to determine if I want to put them at the bottom of the deck or the top of the deck. First one, crit. Oh yeah, I want that. I so want that. Put any of those cards on the deck bottom and miss, which I don't want. So this is going to go back on top, and this is going to go on the bottom, which is fan-freaking-tastic. So we'll put that, and I'm glad he has those shields because they don't matter with that crit. So that was my first action. My second action is I'm going to do combat tactic, grab and throw. So I'm going to move right here on its side, so I'm right at the enemy's side, and then I'm going to combo. So combo on the cybernetic arm means that I'm going to pull 1, 2, and then I'll discard the 3rd, right? I have to do 3, and it's not pull 3, determine what you're going to, and then pick 1 to discard. It's not that at all. Remember that. You pull 1, 2, and the 3rd one is discarded. So this one, which would have been really nice, is discarded. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of the deck face up so I know that when I hit that, I've run out of bullet. I've run out of... Oops, sorry, this is a cybernetic arm. I did this wrong. I did this wrong. Oh my god, I did this wrong. It was cybernetic arm I was supposed to look at, not that one. Ah, I'm such an idiot. Let me pull back and do aim for this one. I'm doing aim for this one. Okay. So then I'll do that. I'll put both of these back on top. Then I pull 1, 2, this one gets put at the bottom of the deck. And I'll reshuffle that deck, so it's not cheating. I'll reshuffle the deck. So my cybernetic arm does this. And I'm doing a combo, not a strike. Fantastic. So I'm not doing a strike, I'm doing a combo. So I did this. So it's not a strike, so it doesn't have precision. It's not a strike, so it doesn't have precision. It's just 2 damage. And this shot is no good. It fails. And it's a good thing I did this. It's a good thing I made this horrible error so you can understand why this failed. This failed because on the enemy board, only precision shots can break locations, right? So I know right now Jeff is like, ooh, that sucks, man. Because only precision shots can hit break locations. Otherwise, it's a shot that's trying to hit the body that fails horribly. So my first action, while I drew this and it was like, oh, that's cool, it really wasn't. So these are discarded and that ends my turn. So I'm done, I flip this face down. If you're confused about what just happened, let me know and I can run through it again. That was a bad decision. So now it's his turn. So now it's the Thresher's turn in the turn order. So he gets to say, oh, you tried to attack me, you big jerk. So he will do turn towards me because his action says he's going to charge plus 3, so he's going to move 6, but he doesn't need to. Yeah, it got blocked by the armor. So this was a question I had in testing, Jeff, that I didn't get to ask you earlier today. It tried to charge to get to me, but if it's next to me, it doesn't charge, correct? I just want to check on that. Like, it won't charge and move me back. But answer that one while I deal with what's going to happen, because it's going to do this anyway. So on its turn, it's going to do that, and then it's going to do that little comet symbol, right? Which is this, which says Toothy Maw or Acid Spit. If it's 1 space away from its target, right, it won't move. All right, cool. If it's 1 space away from next to its target, which it is, it's going to do a melee strike, a heavy melee strike, and then smack me back too. Right? So that means that we're going to take this heavy AI thing, because it did a lot when I was testing, so let me reshuffle this. And in here, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain. A lot of pain. I did 0 damage. Oh, it does do smash back even though I did, so it would smash back 1 and then it would step forward. Yeah. Gotcha. Cool. So boom. And then it will pull this and say, hey, this is what it's going to do to me. It's going to hit my hand slot for 2 damage. So for when you're doing that, when you're doing the companion boards, there's no hand slot. It's just 1, 2 damage. So it hits me for 2, and then it smashes me back 1, 2. And then I put this face down at the bottom. So the enemy did that. That's the enemy's turn. It's done. Vanguard's turn. Okay. We're gonna do a 0 cost, and I have 3 actions as the Vanguard. We're going to do a 0 coster with precision because you like to be right where you are. I'm gonna move 1, 2, which means I'm at the back of the creature. Actually, I want to be at his flank, so I'll do 1, 2 to the side of the creature, so in front of the box. Yeah, I'll put it right here. And we're going to do a melee strike. That is that precision shot I need. I'm just gonna risk it all now. I could do an aim. It's a precision strike, so I don't need to do aim. This is just, I'm gonna hit that break slot that I want to. So I'm gonna shuffle these up. And I will pull 1. What do we do? Ooh, Armor Buster. I don't need to cut through this. I just need to do 2 damage. So I do 2 damage to his left side, It is a precision shot, which is what it needs to be, to cut right through the left side by 2. So it goes 1, 2. I've hurt him. I kicked him in the kidney, and his reaction is going to be that. That reaction says that he's going to look at me and be like, "Oh, you wanna throw garbage cans," and he is going to turn and react and attack me with a melee strike of 3 and inflict suppression. Oh my god! And all of it's getting assigned to the hand slot. So this is going to be a heavy shot. Oh, yay! So it's going to be 3 damage to the hand slot as he flails around and smacks me in the side. Actually, one thing I should have done, which I didn't, is I'm going to spend this to say I would do +1 to that. And I'll talk about what that means in a second. Let me take my damage. So it'd have been 3 instead of that. So he hits me for 3 in the hand. I'll take hand slot here. 1, 2, 3. So my hand slot goes down to 1 health. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yay, fun. And he inflicts suppression on me. These cards are all the same. So suppression, when you get a suppression card, you just flip it over, and it says this condition, add it to your hand. This stays in your hand, so I can't discard it. I have to spend an action to get rid of it to rally. So this gets added to my hand. Giving up my hand works. That had precision. I broke that slot, so it was 3, 4, right? It was 3. I hit him for, how much did I hit him for? I put that at the bottom of the deck. I hit him for 2 + 1, 3. With precision. It's 3, not 4. So you got a minor trauma, yay. That wasn't to me. That wasn't 4. Oh, plus the 1 damage. It is 4. He broke the hand slot. So it's 3. I broke this. It was 4. To answer, I screwed that. So it's a red card plus 1 damage plus suppression. So I got hit for 4. He broke my hand slot just straight out. He just completely shattered it, which means I have to draw a minor trauma. Yuck. So what we're going to do here is we're going to draw from this deck until we find a hand symbol at the bottom. So flip. There's the first one. Oh, and it's a good one too, Jeff. It's a fantastic one that you have created. So, disarmed. Immediate trauma. Resolve this, then discard. -3 to threat. Gain 2 jam tokens. Yay! Woohoo! Lucky for me. Now, if I had 3 resolve, I could spend that 3 resolve to discard this card and not deal with these effects. But I don't. I just have 1, so I gain 2 jam tokens. And then I get to discard this fun thing that you created. Thank you. Cool. So he slapped my hand. He slapped the gun out of my hand, smacked me, broke my arm. And it's good. It's good. It's good. I'm okay. Ow. Oh, yeah. So cool. But in doing that, I did hit him for the requisite number to break that location. And when you break that location, you take this item and you flip it over, and look, now it's a permanent -2 to his armor. So instead of, if I'm going to try to hit his body, instead of it being 8, it's going to be 6. And that goes in this slot. Yeah? Cool. I had 2 actions left. Actually, that was a free action that I did. All that happened on a free action, so I actually have 3 actions left. Oh, my God. Which I think gets rid of 2 actions, gets rid of these 2. And I have 1 action left. That sucks. Yeah. So I got to do a reload on both. So I guess the 2 actions will be to reload. The 2 actions will be to reload. And I have one action left. I'll shuffle those in a second. And I was supposed to lose threat. So we broke the left side, so we still have the right and the front to deal with. Well, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. And might die. So I'm going to go ahead and use my last action. Put this at the bottom. I'm going to do my last action to do phalanx, which will raise me up 1. And I got to reshuffle these. Because I'm pissed. Boom. Reload. Reload. And then I gain a shield token, because you're not the only one that can gain shield tokens, you big jerk. I get to move. I'm going to move right here, and then I'm hopefully going to draw to break that face location. So then I get to pulse or burst. I am very close. I am going to burst. 1, 2, discard the... Oh, I discarded the crit! Oh, no! Here we go. What are we dealing with? Hey, look! It's an inaccurate and a perfect aim. And you're like, oh, that's not bad. It's just 1 shot. Oh, wait, I have a suppression card. The entire shot misses. I have wasted my entire turn. So... Yay! And then this gets discarded. He had a good turn. He had a great turn. All right, sniper. that was probably the worst case scenario of things that could happen. I could have. Oh shoot! I forgot to use my Overwatch ability. This is the reason why I said I need a true solo, because I've got a lot of things to mess with. I could have done my Overwatch ability when he attacked him to attack him, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just let that fall off because I'm an idiot for missing that. We're going to do... She has a permanent stance, which automatically gives her a +1. All my sniper rifle attacks inflict +1, and if I move, this thing gets flipped down and I do it. Do those cards simulate die rolls? Yes, they simulate. They're more or less. So we're going to do a free for breath control. So it says support tactic. I get to aim 1. And I didn't shuffle her deck, so let me do that. And my next shot gains precision, which means I'm trying to break that head slot. Because my Vanguard had such a fun time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That I'm keeping on top. And then we're going to use a standard action to fire. So I have 2 actions. My first this is free. My first action was to play zeroed in, and then my second action was to shoot. So we take this, and then we do vital shot to the face location. It is a pulse shot, and I didn't move, so 1, 2, 3, 4 plus precision, but I already have it already. Then, do not forget, good people, that all your sniper rifle attacks get +1, so that's 5. And then I think I'm not going to spend that token, but that's 5. That is enough with precision shot to break the face location, because it only had 4 health. So he's going to react. Of course he's going to react. And he's going to do this. Well, that lovely thing says he's going to do a thing called burrowing. Yay! So what does burrow mean? It means he removes himself from the board, digs on the ground. We grab this ABC card, right? ABC event cards. Usually you would shuffle them and draw 1, but in this case, I'm going to let the dice do my fate. Even though Jeff said there's no dice, there will be no dice for this phase. I just kind of do this whenever there's 3 cards, just to kind of let the odds forever not be in my favor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to do B. You then come to the book, go to the scenario event B. Without warning, the beast emerges. I know this one too, and I hate it. Without warning, the beast emerges from the ground to strike. Discard all negative status tokens on the Thresher. The Thresher will heal full 2 health if it ever has any to heal, but it's at max. So then it says, place the Thresher on the acid pool closest to the target with the lowest threat. It's tied between her, the sniper and the vanguard. I'm going to let it be the vanguard. And this is the closest acid pool. So it bursts up out of the ground in an acid pool. And then it performs charge. So its charge means it does its movement. So it's going to go... You basically treat it as like... so it's going to go 1, 2, hello, friend, 3. Then it's going to do the same thing it did to him last time. Oh no! Oh dear! So that's how that works. Alright, well... Oh boy, this is gonna chafe. This is gonna chafe. What you doing? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, whew. Oh boy! Oh my god! I'm gonna die. So it cuts through all my armor and hits my chest location for 3 damage. Oh. Oh, fun. Oh, fun. 1, 2, 3, going to 6 health. And that does smash back too. Boom, boom, smashes him back too. Fun. It's a good time. I appreciate y'all for making that. But we did break this location. Boss. Hey, Steve. -2 more, so it's -2 more to its armor. So right now, instead of 8, his armor is at 4. Come on. Stay up there. Stay up there. Stay up there. There we go. So his armor's at 4 instead of 8 right now. Man, he's pissed. He is pissed. All right, so that was my 2 actions. I didn't move. I shot you, and we're good. So I did breath control, so I flipped this face down. And I did my 1 action to set up my stance, and then my other action to do a normal action to shoot him. And I'm going to react. So now I'm going to react. So he popped up, and I'm going to use this reaction pulse. So I shot him. He got mad, and he's facing the right side, which is perfect. Nope, I'm still hitting the front location. So I'm going to react, and I'm going to pulse shot. Just take 1 more pop shot at him, and remember I get +1 damage. And this doesn't need this does not need precision, because I'm shooting for the body. Ha! She's the best! And I'm adding the +1 to it. Woohoo! So, how did this work? All right, well, she shot him with this. She broke that front location. It reacted, popped out of a pool, moved around the fight, and then as it smashed into him, she was like, and she took a second shot, which was a crit. And all her shots during this turn inflict +1 damage. So it's 1, 2, 3, +1, 4, and it ignores all armor. How do you like that, you jerk? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, which takes it down to 20 health. That was actually very exciting. I'm very excited that happened. So she used this, so this gets discarded. Usually wait until the end of the round, but I get rid of it so I don't hang on to it. And that ends her turn. She's done. Fini. She is finished. So that ends our turn on there. So that's all player action, enemy action. Then we do the end phase. So we draw up to our hand size. So remember my hand size, I've got 5 cards in hand. This is gumming up the area. So I get 6 with the +1 helm. So I draw 1 more card up, which gives me adamantine charge. That's actually not bad. So that is his new hand size. This, I think we remove status. I think we remove, no, we keep these until they fall off. It should have cut through his armor, so he shouldn't have any armor left. And we're good. So we take off these. And then we go to the next phase. Refresh. And then we're ready to jam. So, 1, squad formation. All right, so the zealot, the zealot's in a prime spot. Prime spot. Zealot's going point. Straight up point. 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Sniper, I really like what you're doing. I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep the sniper. I'm gonna put the sniper in fire gunner position because she's got that stance. So I'll give her +1. And then the Vanguard, you are just in the worst place of your life, aren't you? The Vanguard, if we could break the side location, we'll have him down to like 2 shielding, and then we could do inflict some serious damage. So the Vanguard, what do you want to do? I want y'all to see this thing work. His ult works, so I need to... Let's put you on flank. And you get to move 2 immediately. Let's do that. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 So you would move up 1, 2. You would get your next resolve. Now let's see what the enemy's going to do. So we'll put this at the bottom, and we'll flip this over to see what the enemy's going to do. Cool. 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 It's going to go at 8, and then I'm going to deal with this nonsense. So it's going after everybody. So that one location I worked really hard to break just healed up. Goes back to 3 health. And we'll shuffle these up, and I'll put just one rando one back in here at its reaction point. Yay. Hey, look, it healed. Fun. Cool. I was doing all right until Zealot's turn. So right now it's minus 2 because he's behind him. It would have been a minus 6, taking him down to 2 health, but that's not the case anymore because I suck. So what do we want to do? I need to get to the side of him, and I can. So we're going to, I got two actions. I'm going to aim with the arm first off. So I'm going to aim with the arm. So I'm going to draw the top 2. And what are they? Neither of them are precision. So I'm going to put both of these at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to discard them both. I want a precision shot so I can break that location. I'm going to do, my second is grab and throw. I'm going to move 1, 2 to get on the side of this creature. And then my second action, so my first action is to aim, my second action is to grab and throw. So I'm going to do a combo attack, 1, 2, and I'll be out of bullets, so this is all I got. And hope one of these is precision. Crit, crit! That's what I'm talking about. Crit, crit, crit! So that is, all 3 of that goes through his armor. So I don't need precision, and that is On the, what side is that? That is the left side. So that is 1, 2, 3. I re-break that location. I re-break that location. What you doing? What are you doing? Oh, fun. You're going to burrow again. So he's going to burrow off the board. We are going to take out these cards, and the dice gods will determine who's going to die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A. So he's doing A this time. It's probably going to be against the same person again. Discard any negative effects. Heal the Thresher 2. 1, 2. So this time it does heal. And then place the Thresher on acid pool closest to the target with the highest threat, which is going to be you. And then it's going to just punch me in the face. Okay. It's going to punch me in the face and push me too. Cool. 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 3 damage. I'm going to react with kinetic shield. Prevent 2 of that damage from an incoming attack on you. So I prevented 2 of it, so I'm only going to take 1 damage. And I'll flip that reaction face down, saying I used it. So I'm only going to take 1 damage. Going to 5 health. I still get pushed 1, 2. But I did break this location. Come on. Ah. So now I'm back to, it has 4. Okay, that ends your turn. You're done. You grab and throw and you did aim. Vanguard's turn. Cool. What the heck can you do? We're going to, I got 2 actions. We're going to spend, give him hell so that I can give the sniper a +1. She already had a +1, so we flip it over. She has +3, and that's free. I'm then going to play Get Moving, so we can get rid of the suppression card for free. And I get to move 3. Going on the right side. 1, 2, 3. I'm still in the front. That's free. Oh, I wish I could push you onto that proximity mine. But we're going to spend, I got 2 actions still, right? So I can, I'll spend 1 action to play Adamantine Charge, which lets me move 1. Loot. Get some loot. Shuffle this up. Pull. Get me some loot. What's my loot? Some boots. So that's some boots. It's the same exact boots I already have. I don't want them, so they are discarded. They don't drop on the ground. We just let them go. That's 1, 2. Now I'm on his right side. This gets removed because we picked that up. And I don't want to get pushed into a proximity mine. So on his right side, and then I get to I get to do a strike, and I gain a +1 for this strike, which I have to apply on the strike. And this is this lovely thing. And I'm going to do a combo, 1 to discard the 3rd. Don't even want to know what it is. Flip it upside down. Don't want to know. It's going to make me sad. Let's hope this is a precision strike on either one of these. It is not. But I get to ignore 2. If I get rid of another bullet, I get to ignore 2 armor, which is fine. Which is fine. That is actually fine. So I'll get rid of another one. So I get to ignore 2 armor, and it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 3. I ignore, right now you're at 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, which means 1 damage gets through. At least I got to hit you for 1 damage. At least. So that was 1 action. The second action, I can't frickin' get behind you, can I? I can go through that acid pool and get behind you. And this will let me do a full auto shot on you and raise my threat up to. I think it's worth it for how my life is going right now. So I'm going to do that. Go up to 1, 2, get my third resolve. And then I'm going to move. I'm going to take I'm going to take 2 damage for going through that acid pool on the legs location, going down to 1. And then I'm going to full auto, doing 1, 2, 3, and then discarding 2. So I'm emptying the magazine, and I ignore 1 miss during the attack. This is all to the body, my friend. So all to the body is one. I'm not doing pulse. I'm doing full auto, and I'm within range 1, so I get a +1. Oh, and I had a +1 for the other one too. I forgot to do the +1, so I'll do the +1 for the other one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 that I get to do, and so it's 4 damage incoming. I'm behind him, right? So it's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So he only has 2 shields. I do 4 damage, which means 2's going through. So that's going to be 1, 2, taking him to 18. On 18, +1. Thank you. +1. 1 more. Yep. On 18, he heats up. Right? So when he heats up, that means that I discard all the level 1s. All those are gone. And the level 2s are going to be in effect. So on his turn, he's going to do whatever that is. So I discard all the level 1s, and then from now on, it'll be level 2s. And I've burnt all my ammo. All my ammo's been burnt on this. I have to reload that if I'm going to do it. But that was all my actions. I am done. These will discard. He had a better second round. Okay. Cool. So he's done. Sniper's turn. I do have the ammo reload thing. It's just he's out of turns. So it's no. If I spend it now or later, it doesn't matter. So it's a free action to do it too. So I don't need to spend it just yet. And I'm building up his ultimate. So I would reload then ult if I could. Right now I can do some redirect when the pain starts coming in. So, okay, so and I plan to use this too. Oh, I wish I would have used this as an action, but we're okay. Sniper's turn. She won't do. She has 3 actions. Not yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and it's prime real estate too. She has 3 actions. I think she used her crit already, so I'm gonna reload. First action, reload. As a first action, I'm doing. Come on, get it. First action, reload. Second action, actually, breath control. Second action, aim. Oh yeah, we're doing that. Second action is to aim. And this stance is already out and I haven't moved. So this is still in effect. It's a permanent. So third action, 1 shot, 1 kill. So third action is to take the shot. And we know what it is. Oh, we know what it is. So that's 2 plus 3 plus 1, because when I'm in that stance and I haven't moved, I get +1. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, taking him to 11 health. You enjoy that. You enjoy that shot. One shot, one kill. She blasts him with that. So I knock him down to 11 health, discard the ammo. That's her action. She's done. Okay. Next one. All right, what are you doing now? Now that you're at heat up 2. So you are targeting the person with the lowest health. We all know who this is. Come on. You are going to do oh my god. Is he going to do both, Jeff? Is he going to do both, or is he going to do just one? Like, when I make him heat up, I can't remember. I cannot recall. But I think he's going to do one. I think he's going to do one of them, which is the charge and attack. But I can't remember. Both? Oh, God. Okay, he's doing both. He's doing both. They want me to die today. Sweet. So we will... Oh, he heats up next round? Okay. He heats up next round. Okay, so then he would have done... Same thing. He'd have done the same thing. He's turning around. He's going to do the same thing anyway. Yeah, I can use a previous AI card. So he's going to turn around, and then he's going to punch me in the kidney. That was the 8 one, right? Yep, that was the 8 one. Oh, no, he's going to burrow. That's what he's going to do on his previous card. He's going to burrow. So he burrows on his previous card. ABC. Cool. That's 2. So A again. He's going to heal 2. 1, 2. All my hard work. Then he is the person with the highest threat. I'm going to have it be you. You just need to be able to take that hit because he cannot. So it's going to burst up here, move forward, and then strike. 3 hits to the body. 1, 2, 3, going down to 2 health. 1, 2. And that's where it goes. And that is the end of his turn. Cool. That's fun. This is what he's doing next. I shouldn't have seen that, but I did. I'm going to pretend I didn't. End of turn. Draw up our hand size, so I get a whole new hand of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would make the 6. I got support tactic, combat. I have a reaction, another combat, and another thingamadoohickey. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Fun times. Fun times. Fun times. Okay. What the hell do we want to do? I need her. She's kind of like my blast fun person. So I'm going to have her stick to fire gunner, go up 1, gain that +1. Then the zealot. It's time for you to use that shotgun, my friend. So let's get you some actions. You're going... I need 2 actions, so you're going to go flank. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's move up right in his face. Oh, did he lose 3 threat from that? Oh, he did. You're right. You're right. 1, 2. So it would be... He would have been 1, 2, 3. So then 1, 2. He'd be there. And Vanguard... You didn't have that. I don't know why I left that on there. Vanguard... I mean, he's within range for you to reload and fire. Let's have the Vanguard do the fire gunner as well. So he'll go up 1 and get a +1 token also. All right, you are going 2 times. You're going at 2 and you're going at 6. Yay! All right, so he goes first. He's going to target the person with the least health, which would be the zealot. And this is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. So your squad mates don't get suppression when you're playing solo. It's 2 damage, which is all the health he has left. So 2 damage goes to 0. All right, y'all get to see this. Y'all get to see this fun. So when it goes to 0, I have to draw a heavy trauma card, right? And I think I did shuffle this, but I'll shuffle it again just in case. So we draw a heavy trauma card to see what happens. Oh yes. When you gain, add this to your skill deck. When played from your hand, gain 2 stop tokens. So it's a persistent trauma, and he's not dead, but I think he's down, right? Or is he dead? I think he's down. So you'll have to remind me. I think he's just down. I don't think he's dead. Oh no, he's dead. Oh god. Yeah, so unless something said otherwise, he's dead. He's a dead man. 1 down. 1 down, 10 billion to go. So let's just go ahead and peel him right off that board, because his turn doesn't matter anymore. And that will end that. Hey, look, he gets to go again. Fun times. He is going to charge towards the person with the lowest health. You have 6, you have 7, so tick, 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 tick. Hello, friend. And then he's going to do a melee red plus 2 damage. Plus 2. So whatever I spin here, plus 2 to this, fine. Oh, I'm actually okay with that. It's 4. It's 4. It's 4. I am going to spend overshield, which is 2 of my resolve. So I'm going to spend 2 of my resolve, flipping it face down. I'll spend 2 of my resolve to do overshield, which says prevent 1 from any incoming attacks. So it would be 4, instead it's 3, which takes the head slot to 1 health. Oh my god. All right. And then he pushes me back 2. 1, 2. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. That ends your turn. Cool. Cool. Oh, you little bastard. So this is still permanent. So I want my crit back, so I'm going to reload. I got 3 actions. Reload 1. I'm going to breath control. That would just be 3, 4, 5. 5 minus 2, 4, 6, 2. That'd just be 3 damage. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna put this at the bottom. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of the deck. I'm gonna risk it. So first action was to reload. Second action is to aim. That's better. So we'll put you at the bottom, put you at the top. And then third action is I'm gonna 1 shot. 1 kill. It's a pulse shot. I did not move, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 1, 5, plus for the other one is 6. So that's 6 shooting right at his back. So that is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So that means he's taking 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, taking him to 9 health. Enjoy that, you big jerk. So that was my 3. That was my 3 actions. Ugh. I'm done. Your turn. What the hell do you want to do? What do you want to do? If I could move, that'd be great. You have 3 actions too. I'm going to reload 1 action. So reload. second action, I'm going to throw this flash bomb at him. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So throw flash bomb, range 3, inflict jam. So jam him up. Actually, instead of using that action, I would have used the ammo feeder to reload. So I still have my 3 actions. Instead of using that as an action, I would use the ammo feeder as a free action. I will use the reflex sight using 1 charge. So let's just say I used 1 charge of it to aim 1. 3, 4. And I'm within range 4, so that'd be 5. 5 minus 2, 4. Yeah, that's only going to be 1 damage. I'm going to put that at the bottom. So all that was free. I still got 3 actions left. Okay. Do I have a move and then shoot? I have a shoot, move, shoot. I can move. And then I could do 2 things. Okay. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. Move again 1, 2, 3 to get behind him. Actually, do I have push? Do I have anything that pushes? Oh, I should risk that. No, I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. Oh, that's right. That's right. I used the flash grenade for 1 action. You're right. You're right. You're right. I used the flash grenade for 1 action. That was 1 action. So I have 2 actions left. I have 2 actions left. Auto loader is free. So I have 2 actions left. So the grenade cost 1 to jam them up. And I have 2 actions left. I'll use support to heal myself for 3. Right, so my max health is 9. That should get me back up to, so that's 1 action. Why are you doing that? That was weird. Hopefully y'all can still see me. So that's 1 action. Sorry, 2 actions, so I have 1 action left. I want to prep for something. Oh, his right side is... That cost me 2 actions to do that. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 on his... I'm still on his front, but I'll get on his right side, and I'm going to blast him. If I could take that down, get behind him, he's got no shields, and we can see if we could kill him. So let's play it safe. That'll end my turn. Get these back. Get these back. All right, so... Okay, so then new round. Drop my hand size, so I need to shuffle these. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I get 1 more card. Adamantine charge, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so you are going to go point 1, 2, 3. That gives me 3 more, which is what I should be doing, because that makes me have my ultimate, because I'm going to show y'all that too. So that puts me at 3. You are going to get that +1 strike again. And then what is the enemy going to do? The enemy is going to go on 2 and 4. So 2, yes, I go first, and 4. All right. I only have 2 actions. Oh boy! All right. This is for all the tea. So it's either gonna work or it's gonna fail horribly, and I'm gonna die. Oh my gosh, 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 oh my gosh. Here we go. First action, move to its side proper. I could try to go behind it. So it's 1, 2, 3. I can get here behind it. I have to. I have to. I have to. I have to. We're going for the gusto. I'm gonna move right behind him. So that's my first action. My second action is I'm doing the adamantine charge. So actually, that's just my first action, not my second. My first action is to play adamantine charge, which lets me move 3, and then does the strike. Does the strike combo. Striker combo. I'm doing strike. I'm just gonna do strike. And my attack gets +1. So that's 4. And I have the +1, that's 5. So that is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. That's 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. So this gets discarded. This goes this way. So that's 3. So that's my first action to move attack. Trigger my ultimate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triggering my ultimate. My ultimate, for people who are wondering, is reload, blast, blast. so reload the Reckoner. Then we're gonna burst. 1, 2, and then this is discarded. So that's burst. So I'm at range 1, which means I get +1 damage to this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, +1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cutting through armor. And then blast again. 1, 2, discard. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm at range 1 +1, 6. And I'm behind him. So that's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ba-boom! We won! Oh my god! Oh, that alt saved the day. That alt saved the day. And we blast him to bits as he goes down. Yeah! Oh man, that was something. I said if it isn't going to work, it isn't going to work. But you got to see the ult ability. You got to see me use... I have 1 action left too. So you got to see me do the ult ability. We jammed him, so he would have missed one of his turns, but the other one would have been devastating because he was going to burrow again on his other turn, which would have been rough. So we took him down, but it's a bare thing, right? It was close. He killed the zealot. Oh man, and yet I couldn't get him. I was trying to work out how to get him in front of a proximity mine, but I couldn't do it. Yeah, it was close. It was close. It was very, very close. Oh, I was nervous. So that was our victory against them, which was fantastic. So we were able to take him down. And then is there a after story for after I beat him? Do not read beyond this point unless instructed by the scenario. So resolution. After you finish off the Sump Thresher, the beast gives one final quiver before going still. The gaunt young man from the commons approaches. Thank you. Now Pa can run the farm again. To tells you the truth, I wasn't sure if you was gonna make it. I love this. The last hunters I hired got eaten fast. Oh, I gotta do it in my country voice, don't I? Hold on. Thank you. Now Pa can run the farm again. To tells you the truth, I wasn't sure if you was gonna make it. The last hunters I hired got eaten fast. Here's what we can pay you. So each drift hunter will get 100 V creds. Each drift hunter gets 2 experience, and then we get +2 to colony reputation. Kid, that don't cover the half of it. Just keep the rats away next time. Here, take this too. It's an heirloom from my grandpa. maybe you can make use of it. So we gain a combat helm, standard gear item, and then we return to the exploration choices that we have as we're going through the campaign. So this was the first boss battle of the scenario, and you were seeing it done from a one player perspective. If you play one player, you get these two. So it's like you're playing as three. If you don't want to play three, you can play 2-player, which is 2 full players with decks and cards that you can play. You can play up to 4-player, where there is the Vanguard, the Operative, the Zealot, and the Maverick, which are the ones that you can play as a group. If you can handle 4, that's great. That's funny, Matt. So this game is set to come to crowdfunding Q1 of next year. So, Q1 of 2025 is when it's supposed to be coming to crowdfunding. So if you wanted to see what sets it apart, you got to see that. To me, my opinion, I've played this game 4 times now. This is my first win. No, it's my second win. I won with Jason. So this is my second win. The other 2 were slaughters. But my thoughts on this game, I love this mechanic of like, oh, it's not a guy who punches 5 and then you augment the hit. Your damage is based on your weapon. So ammo, and then you got to reload. The reload mechanic, I think, is very cool. I like that. They had to kind of play something a little bit the same for the sword mechanic, so that's why you have ammo on a blade. Otherwise, the thematics of it are kind of right. But that's why that's there, so it can say, instead of it being ammo, it's your swing strength, basically, and just look at it from that. But I really do like this ammo thing. I love the resolve mechanic. I really do. It gives each different character a different mantra or a different set to do this ultimate ability that can be really, devastating towards the enemy, which is just truly amazing. So I really like that mechanic. The gear loadouts on how you can change your character for what you want, I think, is also pretty cool. Like, if the goal, and I'll just kind of just bring that to the fore, if the goal is for these different slots that you have here that you can outrig, that a player can customize, their character to their liking, I like that. Like, so it's not everyone is the same exact Vanguard. You get loadout, you buy gear, and you're able to change it to what you like. I do like that. And Matt was like, reload doesn't quite fit the thematic for a sword, but I think, Matt, in my head, I look at it as the strength of your strike. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna cleave this enemy, so I get to do that, or I swing, and I just kind of glances off armor. So I guess that's the way I look at it. It's like more the strength of your swing than the ammo. But because they got to do all the cards the same, it's the same. There are some custom rules for melee reloading. You can choose to gain an arm strain to reload a melee weapon for free instead of automatic reload. So yeah, so it's strength. So it's like you're straining through. That makes sense. But I do like the ammo thing of this. This set here that kind of cut down on a lot of this for if you're playing solo is nice for me, because having a bunch of cards to keep track of between 3 different would be a lot, so I like to cut down on that, which is pretty cool. I'm very interested to see how this story shakes out, like, because this is kind of like a one-shot boss battle, and I watched Steve's play of him doing the guard stuff, so that really worked out well. I would love, I mean, it's a prototype, right? So I only got 2 react cards, but I would love to see what they do with the react cards, so that when the sniper takes Overwatch, right, then we've got this, the different reactions that you see, you can really build those up. Yeah. The severe trauma and minor traumas, they make sense. So everything kind of feels thematic. So far, I think it's a good game. I think it's good. It is a campaign sci-fi game. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so far I think it's good. I think it's cool. I like it. I like it. So there it is. Yeah, I like it. But yes, as I said, it's coming out. It's coming out next Q1 next year to crowdfunding for. So check them out. Forgeborn Games. They've done some really great work. The game feels very solid. There's some tweaking that needs to be done here and there. So I won't say at this stage it's a complete game. There is tweaking that needs to be done. However, for what they've presented so far, it seems pretty good. It seems pretty good. So, thank you so much, Warren, for allowing me to preview this game. Hopefully, I've done it some justice. People, people don't feel like I rushed through it. I took my time. I explained a lot of things. And there's a lot of moving parts, but there are things that kind of flow very well with this case, with this playthrough and battle. So I hope you like what you saw. This is something that you can watch later and say, oh, when the campaign goes, if you want to back it, maybe it might be something that helps inform your decision. So cool. All right, everybody, that's gonna be it for today, for tonight. What's coming up is Tuesday will be the lunchtime stream for Marvel United. I'm gonna be playing something at night that I have no idea what it is. Then Thursday, Aeon's End, New Age? Yeah, with Pac-Man. And then Sunday, Arkham Horror with Cynthia and Kay. So that's where we're going to land on it. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this prototype preview. Prototype, which means that things can change. The devs are very responsive and they're very kind. So if you've got feedback, they're willing to listen to it. They're willing to take it under advisement, and they're willing to, but they are open to feedback because they've been pretty amazing at being responsive. So thanks everybody for joining. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I hope you had a good time of it. Thank you, my patrons, subscribers, and if you're neither coming in, just hanging out. Just know I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Bye, everybody.